Now we are going to start it. The stanza number 7, as you already know, that we have so far covered 6 stanzas of the poem. Now, at this stage, the poet is completely transported into the world of Nightingale that you already know, and he is enjoying over there. He is escaped, in essence, you can say. He is or you can say he has run away from this world, from the harsh realities of life, from the difficulties and hardships. Now he is there to enjoy the world of Nightingale. Now, in stanza number 7, the poet addresses the nightingale that it is such a bird that is immortal. Immortal in the sense that after this nightingale, there will be the children of nightingale, and they will also be nightingales. Clear? And they will also be singing sweetly like this nightingale. So, in that sense, he says that it is immortal. It is immortal. Immortal means that death can never come to you. Huh? Because after you, there will be your children and your grandchildren, and this process will be continued forever. And then he says that this particular song, it is heard by the kings and the queens of the past, by the common people in the ancient times. And this very song is also listened to by the fairies in the fairy lands. So all these things are discussed. So it means that this stanza is based upon the immortality of the bird, that the bird is immortal. And I told you in this sense what is immortality. इमॉर्टल तो डेट यू नो, लेकिन ये तो वो वाला इमॉर्टल नहीं है जिसको बिल्कुल डेथ नहीं आता हो ना. Till the end of the world it will be alive. And I told you that after this particular nightingale, there will be another nightingale, the children and the grandchildren and the grandchildren. So this process will be continued. So in that sense, it is immortal. Clear? So that is what in this stanza we will be reading. Thou was not born for death, immortal bird. Immortal bird, you are not born for death. Death will never come to you. And I explain to you in that sense. No hungry generation tread thee down. No hungry generation tread thee down. In no hungry generation crush you down, destroy you down. No race of the human being can destroy you, because after you there will be your children and grandchildren. So in this sense you are immortal. Tread thee down mean crush you down. Thee matlab you. The voice I hear this passing night was heard in ancient day by emperor and by the clowns. The very song that I am hearing now, the poet says. So this very song was also heard by the kings and the queens and the common people, in the ancient times, in the past, in old days. This very song, this very voice, or you can say this very nightingale, it is heard by the people in the past also, emperor and clown. Clown mean ordinary people, by the peasants, by the farmers, by the common people, and emperors mean kings and queens. Perhaps the perhaps چې کله په capital P باندې وي شي د pronunciation change کیږي ټیک ده کنه او چې په small P باندې وي بیا pronunciation بل شان کوي دا H په پکې بیا لک silent وي کنه چې کله P په capital باندې وي perhaps او چې کله P په small باندې وي بیا perhaps or perhaps. ठीक तक है perhaps the self same song that's found a path through the sad heart of Ruth when sick for home she stood in tears amid the alien call. Now there is a biblical reference to a Bible story. In the Bible, there is a story regarding Ruth. This is the name of a woman, the name of a girl who is married to a man who was living far away from her native land. Clear? So the lady, this girl, she was belonging to Palestine, and then she was married to a Jew who was living in Moab. M-O-A-B. That is a city in Greece. A city in Greece, Moab. So Palestine and Greece, they are far away from each other. But so far she was married to that Jew who was living in Moab, in Greece. So it means that this very song was also listened to by this girl who was there married to a Jew living in Greece. So this very song was reminding her the, the home of her parents in Palestine. So whenever she was living here in Palestine, so she used to listen to this song also. And when she was married to a Jew who was living in Greece, so over there, when she was there in the fields cutting the corns, huh? So when she was working in the fields and there was a nightingale singing, so all of a sudden she was reminded her own home, the home of her parents. So that is a story written in Bible a biblical reference है इधर. तो ये बात है कि ये स्टोरी जो है पुराने ज़माने में मुख्तलिफ जगहों पर सुनाई गई है. ये नाइटिंगेल की जो स्टोरी सॉन्ग है, नाइटिंगेल की जो सॉन्ग है, तो ये इसमें ये बात है. Perhaps the self same song, the self same mean the exactly the same song, this very song that found a path, जिसने रूद के दिल में रास्ता बना लिया. That found a path through the sad heart of Ruth. Mean to say that it was listened to by Ruth when sick for home, when she was very desirous for her own home, when she was wishing to go to her parents' home. अब तो वो मैरिड लाइफ गुजार रही है ना ग्रीस में. तो ये सॉन्ग सुनकर शी वॉज फीलिंग वेरी मच डिजायरस फॉर हर होम. सिक फॉर होम मीन that mean she stood in tears and she started to weep when she was reminded the home of her parents amid the alien corn. Amid the alien corn mean uh, among those strange and unfamiliar fields. When she was there in the fields of her husband, so those fields were not familiar with her. She was not familiar with those fields and corns, so they were alien, they were strange. The same song, the same that oftentimes had charmed magic casements opening on the foam of perilous seas. Now, this very song also is so, it was also heard by fairies. अब यहाँ पर एक you can say there is a metaphor is used. Now in the fairy land, imaginatively speaking, वो अपने ख्यालों में ये कहता है कि fairy lands में there is a very dangerous kind of sea, ocean is there, very dangerous ocean. On the beach and on the bank of that sea there is a palace, and that palace is meant for fairies. Fairies को जानते हैं परी होती है fairies. तो whenever This very song is being sung by the nightingale. So the fairies inside the palace, they are opening the windows to listen to their song. And there is a kind of magical spell. हाँ? Magical spell तो जानते हैं हाँ? जादुई किस्म का असर जो होता है ना जादुई असर हाँ? उस पर छा जाती है उन फेरीज की ऊपर तो इन द फेरी लैंड्स वो दोबारा कहते हैं ना तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि the same song that oftentimes has charmed magic casement. Charmed mean it has a kind of magical spell on that magic casements. Casements windows को कहते हैं ना windows को तो magical windows तो अब वो विंडोज तो उस पर तो सेहर नहीं की जाती है ना उस पर मैजिकल स्पेल तो नहीं बल्कि उसके अंदर जो लोग मौजूद होते हैं उस पर मैजिकल स्पेल इसका मतलब ये है कि द फेरीज आर द ब्यूटीफुल गर्ल्स हु आर लिविंग ओवर देयर इन दैट पैलेस दे आर चार्म्ड बाय चार्म्ड मीन दे आर एन्चांटेड बाय एन्चांटेड आर बिविच्ड जिस पर सेहर की जाती है बिविच्ड or enchanted तो to have a magical spell on इसका मीनिंग क्या है to have a magical spell on पचा बने चाहिए जादू असर हो सकता है नदीदा मतलब है this song it is charmed it has charmed most of the times it has enchanted or it has bewitched it has charmed इसने सिहिर किया and the magical casements and those windows which are being opened तो who are there inside the windows they are charmed उस पर सिहिर हो गया opening on the foam of perilous seas वो windows casements वो windows they are being opened on the foam of perilous seas that dangerous sea in fairyland in the land of fairies forlorn all alone far away from the real world fairyland was خلك which like far imaginative you're far away we can secluded we solitude के प्रति बिल्कुल द नूर खल्क ने जुदा forlorn mean all alone forlorn mean all alone that fairyland that is situated far away all alone no other lands are there nearby it तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि ये song of nightingale जो है it is heard by fairies and by spirits and by the clowns and by the kings and the queens and by the common people in the ancient time so in that sense he addresses the nightingale as immortal that it is immortal अब ये वर्ड जो उन्होंने प्रोनाउंस किया फरलोन तो उसको अपना अकेलापन याद आ गया कि मेरे साथ तो भी इस तरह से हुआ है मैं भी सोशली बाइकाटेड बाय द पीपल है लोगों ने मेरे साथ सोशल बाइकाट किया है सो कौन देर से आल एलोनी नो दे पर क्या पकल सेंसेस के राज है कदा हो सो इमेजिनेशन के लगी no dayo word se dekala ui no it was like a bell yo ginti wonde ginti che dia word of imagination na pal word ta wapas pal real self the real word or be imagination to which goodbye to which he has fear to the imagination that you are deceiving the people to har kore doka wa ke left in the pare che transfer ki chata Telu tasu tak pata kan? Sujunu kibunu ke hari jatna je au bia nu itu hal kalau ko imana to kan shara ko basa nei da fiya wonski the song of nightingale or as nightingale pakulam chitum ne walusi do ila ya song ka mana madan ki bia no grupo panaji o de bia ran la raji gina ma hope ka tare de zida zumi ko makuduma au bia la pasi ko kal dunia tare no he is an escapist, for example. You can say that he is an escapist, but for some time. A man cannot live in his imagination or the world of imagination for long. हमेशा पर होता है नहीं हो सकती सही है नो दे जाके वता बेदा जवाब ورکول شي لکه ټیک ته دغه الزام په باندې ټیک دی هو دا چې همیشه د پاره هغه په خپل باندې ویلي فرلون لفظ ها دې کې دا خبره ده لاست څنګه کې صحیح ده بیا وی چې فرلون the very word is like a bell to toll me back from thee to my soul self. This word was like a bell, like a bell. Bell को पीले ना गिनती को कहते हैं ना के bell. To toll me back mean to bring me back from you to my own soul self. Soul mean अकेला. Yes, I am already all alone. So this very world has brought me back to my own self, to my own loneliness. Soul self mean to my own loneliness. वापस जरा ले मकबल loneliness ला. Adieu, goodbye. Adieu mean goodbye, farewell. مون خو سیټل لا نه هغه پیراډایز لا سو پکې مونږ وې پکې ختم شو. Farewell happy fields. Here jai forever dwells. जन्नत ने चिकल लड़की का ना नदी वती farewell happy fields. Here jai forever dwells. जहाँ पर हमेशा खुशी होती है. और दास ब्याह तो की करना giant भी करना डेढ़ हट. सही देखा ना? हट हरिश्ता वकाना डेढ़ हट वकाना. दास रात तो उसी दोजा खड़ा था. अगर तब ब्याह हुई चे hell horrors hell infernal world. Hell मतलब welcome. Welcome me. Horrors तो वही का ना hell horrors hell infernal world burning world चाहिए थी infernal और तो we receive thy new possessor receive your new possessor स्ताउस बिल मालिक रागे बल आकाज रागे बहरहाल आगे की नहीं खबर है बस आगे मुंडे ना टाइम तो वजह में तो adieu का मतलब क्या है farewell farewell he says farewell and goodbye to imagination. The fancy cannot cheat so well. The fancy mean imagination. My imagination cannot deceive me. Cheat मतलब cheating हो पे ना कहना deceive. Deception को कहते हैं धोखा. Deceive me so well as she is famed to do. As a fancy is famous for deceiving the people. Fame मतलब famous. Fancy or imagination it is famous for. She मतलब fancy या imagination. She is famous for deception, for deceiving the people. Adieu, adieu. Farewell, farewell, or goodbye. Thy plenty of anthem fares past the near meadows. Thy mean your plenty of anthem, your sad song. Plenty of anthem mean your sad song. That is fading away. It becomes weak and weak, dimmer and dimmer. Past the near meadows, meadows को क्रॉस करके इस सब्जादार को the green land को क्रॉस करके over the hill and over the still stream, नदी को भी पार करके up the hillside, mountain की तरफ चला गया, mountain की तरफ. And now it is buried deep. It is completely finished. कल चला मरगे गाने वो यो अखबारवानी के नोरो गाना आवाज़ पे मज़ा की ज़ीज़ी आखिर के बयान हो रही थी कि बस खत्म है. No, that is also buried deep in the next valley glades, in the open areas of the next valleys. गरना अखबार दा next valley था. और आगे देखिए कम दिन आवाज़ खत्म शो. Glades मतलब open spaces in the valleys. Was it a vision or a waking dream? उस पकपल सेंसेस के राह है ठीक ठीक है ना अलग इधर मैं खूब लीधु पवी का बात नहीं मैं खूब लीधु कैसी साहब waking dream को तो वही क्या पवी का मैं खूब लीधु fled is that music mean that song that is flown away लाड़ खत्म शुआ Do I wake or sleep? ها بیا ځان ته ویل کې څنګه چې دا سره ځان یو خوځو کنه وی ویخم کو دیما صحیح ده کنه